Faux leather is the secret to achieving a luxurious look on your handmade bags that's stunning, durable, and budget friendly. Today, I'll be sharing 15 beginner tips on sewing with faux leather so that way you're set up for success and ready to create with confidence. Hey everybody, I'm Jess and welcome to the Sallie Tomato YouTube channel. Here at Sallie Tomato, we're all about inspiring you to create boutique-style bags at home. We truly love teaching you how to turn fabric and bag-making supplies into eye-catching accessories. And make sure that you hit that subscribe button that's down below so you never miss out when we have a new video or tutorial. Today, I'll be covering tips for sewing with faux leather, which mostly apply to various brands. Specifically though, I will be highlighting the qualities and benefits of Sallie Tomato faux leather. Our faux leather closely mimics the look and feel of real leather, offering a soft, pliable texture. This vegan material is an excellent alternative to genuine leather or cork fabric at a more accessible price point. Not only is faux leather beginner friendly and easy to cut, but it's also simple to maintain and clean. It's also UV fade resistant, durable, and water resistant. So this fabric is a bag maker's best friend. So let's dive into my personal tried and true tips for working with faux leather. First of all, not all faux leathers are the same. It's critical to understand the difference between faux leather fabric and vinyl when selecting materials for your project. There are two main types of material that are often mistaken as one and the same. There's vinyl-based and polyurethane-based. Our faux leather is polyurethane-based, which is soft, flexible, and breathable. Vinyl-based faux leather, such as marine vinyl or clear vinyl, is stiffer and less flexible. It all depends on your project and the intended purpose or feature that's included in your project for which type of material that you want to select. So we are going to focus on faux leather, and I will share tips on how to sew with clear vinyl in another tutorial, which we will link below. When choosing between cotton or polyester thread for your bag making projects, we recommend polyester. Polyester is very durable for sewing through multiple layers of fabric. One of our favorite thread brands that we like to recommend is Sulky. Their high quality polyester thread is called Polydeco, which is ideal for the construction as well as top stitching. Ironing faux leather requires a bit more attention and a few precautions to protect your fabric and your iron. Set your iron to a low or synthetic heat setting and always iron from the wrong side of the fabric using a press cloth. We don't recommend using steam on faux leather because it could detach the front of the fabric from the backing. Unlike quilting cottons, we recommend to cut one layer of faux leather at a time. Cutting one layer at a time helps keep your scissors or rotary cutter sharp, ensures that no pattern pieces get distorted, and makes the process much smoother. Oftentimes, you can use the standard metal foot that's included with your sewing machine to sew on faux leather. However, if you're finding that the fabric is sticking to the presser foot, we have a few solutions. We highly recommend switching your presser foot to a roller foot or Teflon foot, otherwise known as a non-stick foot, or add a small piece of matte tape to the bottom of your foot. Another option would be to place a layer of tissue paper between the foot and the fabric as you sew. The tissue paper can easily be torn away from the seam after sewing. Your go-to needle for sewing with faux leather is a denim needle, either size 90-14 or 80-12. We recommend these heavier weight needles because they're strong enough to handle the thickness of multiple layers of faux leather. My next tip is to not use pins when sewing with faux leather. Sewing clips, adhesives, and magnets will be your best friends when working with faux leather. Pins can leave permanent holes in faux leather, so instead opt for using double-sided tape to temporarily hold the layers in place. Otherwise, sewing clips are perfect for securing the layers without distortion, and magnets, such as sew tights, provide a strong hold without piercing the fabric. These tools make assembly easier and protect your project from damage. When working with faux leather, we suggest increasing your stitch length to either 3 millimeters or 3.5 millimeters long. Shorter stitches create more holes, which can weaken the fabric and the seam. We also suggest using a wider seam allowance for added strength and durability. Faux leather can be bulkier than traditional fabrics, so a seam allowance of at least 3/8 inch to a 1/2 inch is recommended. This provides a strong seam and prevents stretching or distortion during assembly. And if needed, trim the seam allowance after stitching to reduce bulk. Another tip is to avoid excess backstitching, which can weaken your material. Faux leather can be prone to perforation, so limit backstitching to just a few stitches at the start and the end of your seams. For an extra polished look, consider tying off thread tails by hand instead. When sewing through the faux leather, it's very important to let the machine do the work for you to prevent stretching. You can also add interfacing for added durability and to help prevent the stretch as well. Faux leather can stretch, twist, or distort if pulled too hard. Instead, gently guide the fabric while the feed dogs move it along. To add stability, especially to straps or bag bases, interface the fabric with a fusible interfacing designed for heavier materials. This ensures even stitching and prevents warped seams or sagging in finished projects. Next, it's important to keep in mind that you'll want to trim the corners and grade the seams throughout the construction of your project to help reduce some of the bulk. Faux leather can get bulky, especially at seams or corners where interfacing is involved. Trim seam allowances at an angle and grade the layers to create smooth, even seams for a polished look. So all of those tips wrap up the prep and construction of your project. So let's dive into some of the finishing tips. Faux leather can be left raw edge, or you can seal the edges for a more polished look. Faux leather doesn't fray, which makes it perfect for bag straps, applique, and other accents. In our opinion, faux leather is a beginner-friendly material. However, if you prefer a more refined finish, use a fabric marker or leather edge paint, such as edge coat, to seal the edges. For tips on achieving professional results, check out our edge coat tutorials for step-by-step guidance, which we've linked below. Proper storage is key to keeping your faux leather fabric in pristine condition. Store faux leather rolled instead of folded to prevent permanent creases. If creases or wrinkles do form, you can gently warm the wrong side of the fabric with a low heat iron and a press cloth to relax the creases. Also, avoid storing your faux leather in high temperature areas to prevent damage. And finally, I have a few cleaning tips to maintain a professional finish. Use a soft, damp cloth to clean faux leather. Avoid using harsh cleaners or abrasive materials as they can damage the finish. I hope you enjoyed these tips and found them helpful, whether you're working with scraps or a fresh piece of faux leather. And to help you keep all of this information close by in your sewing space while you're working on a project, we've created a free download that covers all of the tips for sewing with faux leather, which we've added in the description below. And if you're looking for project ideas or the perfect piece of faux leather for your next project, be sure to visit our website for a variety of choices. Plus, we have several free patterns to get you started if you want to try sewing with this fun fabric. At Sallie Tomato, we currently offer 9 different textures of faux leather, which include pebble, legacy, ultra light faux leather, crocodile, alligator, basket weave, shimmer, rugged, and glitz. So whether you're making bags, wallets, cosplay accessories, or even upholstery, the possibilities are truly endless. So I encourage you to get creative and have fun sewing with faux leather. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with all of the latest videos. And share your makes with us using the hashtag SallieTomato. We can't wait to see what you create, and I hope you have a creative day.